Well, hey guys, I am a little late getting this one in. My goal is to try and get all the videos in and posted before the first game of the next week, so I'm still technically meeting that, but I just forget about this at times, and life happens. But once again, I would like to extend the invitation. If anybody else would like to have an episode for a week or whatever, by all means, let me know. Be fun to get some other voices in here. Maybe sometime I'll try and have a guest on here and we can discuss kind of what's going on here. But this past week, we had a few good matchups, a few not so as interesting. And I will start out with Chris versus Daniel. And so this was a battle of the ones, the division leaders here. And this was also probably the worst matchup of the week, in that neither team scored over 90 points. Although I will say, Chris, your bench had 60 points, so didn't make the good start decisions there. And this one was just brutal on a few levels. So Devonta Freeman gets hurt, has another concussion, so he doesn't even get a point. The Texans' defense has -1 points against the LA Rams, and I'm afraid that Deshaun Watson injury, along with J.J. Watt and all the other pieces they've lost, I'm just not a believer in their defense anymore. They got 10 points against the Colts, but that's only because they had a touchdown. I'm just not a believer in that. And then we have Tyrod Taylor with the 2.9 fantasy points, now benched quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. In that, with Kirk Cousins going off for 27 points against Minnesota on your bench. That's pretty brutal, Chris. Sorry about you, bro. But yeah, so Battle of the Titans there. Next matchup was quite a bit more interesting, actually. So Andrew and Tevitt, only Andrew won by 4. And I would just like to say Andrew's bench had 94 points. So everybody on your team was going off. That's nuts. You could have played Austin Seferian-Jenkins instead of Croft. But Robert Woods had 33 points. Holy cow. I did not realize that. He is currently the number 14 receiver in our league, which didn't see that one coming. And then Tevitt, your team did pretty well. Kamara just keeps on churning. Had 22 points this past week. That Saints offense is insane. They put up 47 points at the Bills, and I think the Bills actually have a pretty good defense. But that was a fun matchup there. So Tevitt, you dropped down. Andrew moving on up there. Then we had Travis versus Naycock here. And Travis, you did what you're supposed to do. There, 123 points to Naycock's 95. The Broncos defense had -3 points against New England. If y'all are interested, I will say maybe a rule change for next year. Maybe having defenses where they can't have negative points. That is the worst feeling ever when you play defense and they get you negative points. So we can discuss that later, but just putting that thought out there. Let's see. Anything of note here? DeMarco Murray finally having a game. 27 points right there. So outside of him, it was a lot of solid work from Travis's team. Yeah, that Stafford to Tate connection's looking pretty good for Naycock, but that was that. And then Corey's matchup here. He had Corey versus Trevin in that. And Corey, you did not score a lot of points. You were the low score of the week. Congratulations. And I don't understand this. How do the Saints score 47 points and Drew Brees only has 14 points? That makes no sense to me. All right, running the ball a lot more. I had another game like that earlier this season where they put up a lot of points, but Drew Brees didn't do a lot. They're relying on that run game a lot, which has been effective, but a little bit different fantasy outlook in that. The Ingram and Kamara owners appreciate that. Trevin, your team just had a pretty solid day. Just kind of all around there. Not so much from your tight end and Ted Ginn, but other than that, everybody had a pretty good day. Kenyon Drake had that 60-yard touchdown rush that really helped his cause there. That about sums that one up. And I accidentally skipped my matchup here. So me and Justin, hey buddy, so this was a fun one too because I feel like it kind of went back and forth. I thought he had the early lead, and then I kind of came back with Goff having his big day, 26 points. Had a boy, Jared Goff, get me a W here. I pulled away with a 9-point victory, but it was pretty close going into. I was watching C.J. Anderson, Brandon Cooks, and the Panthers defense were getting you points late, and the Panthers defense only got 2 points on that final day, so that Monday night matchup sealed my victory there. And Sevin Coleman on my bench had a pretty good day to play him next week with the Freeman injury. But Justin, sorry I had to beat you. Sorry I had to beat you. All right, so the standings. So now this gets pretty interesting now. So congratulations to Daniel Behrman, solely in first place with an 8-2 record. You have a 3-game lead in your division, so you are almost. I think if you win this week, you will officially clinch a playoff spot. So congratulations, sir, doing well. In the other division, we have me and Chris are now tied at 7-3. Chris on the 3-game losing streak. That's pretty wild, your team, man. You can't make that quarterback decision. That's rough. So I'm only 3 points behind you in total points 4 as well. So I'm trying to catch up and take that division lead. Try and catch up with there so I can guarantee that playoff spot. So coming in after us, so both Andrew and Trevin are sitting at 5-5. So that next playoff spot's still up for grabs. And even then, Corey, Travis, Tevitt, and Justin, y'all at 4-6. So I think Naycock is about the only one at 2-8 who's not really fighting for a playoff push here. But everybody else, like, seriously, that last spot could be filled by whoever. And seeding remains to be determined. But we got some interesting matchups here coming up. And so I think that pretty well covers it for this week. So just remember, I think I messaged a couple people like, please pay attention to buys. Don't play people on buys. Move around your IR. That IR spot frees up a bench spot as well. So if you move someone to IR and you didn't have that, you can actually pick someone else up. So that's how that works in that. But other than that, I guess we got football here in a little bit. So keep it going, guys. And this is Bill signing out.